The Patriots Talk podcast. For much more on the latest as teams get closer to the NFL draft, just go to the NBC Sports Boston YouTube page or find the audio version on your favorite podcasting app. All right, Celtics get the win, 113-102. Let's go further into the night that Jaylen Brown had. Again, Chris, the 35 points, 13 to 29 from the field. And you got to imagine, it's got to be exhausting for the other team, the way he just physically imposes himself on them for 43 minutes in this game as well.
I was going to say, but you want to talk about exhausting. You pointed it out during the break. Jaylen's minutes go up to 43 minutes tonight. We'll get to Tatum in a second, 38-55. That feels like his season high. So, essentially, maybe they're we thought this last week we might see them start to ramp up a little bit. And it's a reminder that at all times during a game in the postseason, you're probably going to have at least one Jay out there, and more often than not, you'll have both of them. And what a luxury that is in terms of the way you can play offense and all the things that they do. I'll go back to it. This is the best version of Jaylen Brown. All these clips here where he's just relentless. Doesn't matter who's in front of him, just trying to drive to the basket, spinning around, 10 of 19 inside the arc. Just love the way that when Jaylen is driving, he can impact the game.
You mentioned Jayson Tatum played almost 39 minutes in this one. 38 minutes, 55 seconds. As again, it feels like they're kind of stretching him out, getting him ready for the postseason. But here he is, just a month returned. Celtics are 13-2 when he's in the lineup, and he's playing close to 39 minutes. And this one is to help the Celtics get the win.
Imagine throwing us in the Wayback Machine, and here we are in September, getting ready for training camp, and you were going to say, so the Celtics are going to be pushing 54 wins, final week of the season. Jayson Tatum's going to be playing 40 minutes a night. I would have thought you were crazy, Giles. But you are not crazy because that's what's happening. And I love the way he shrugged off that little cold start, found a way to really impact the game. Just doing all the Jayson Tatum things. And if he's rebounding, if he's passing the way he has, like the passing has been off the charts since he's come back. And feels like he's really leveling up in those two areas. And the shot's going to come over time. And so good luck, East.
They had a couple really good assists early in the game to kind of get them going, attacking the hoop. A nice couple easy buckets for Jayson Tatum with those assists. Let's get to the coach's press conference now, which is presented by Amica Insurance, the exclusive auto, home, and life insurance partner of the Boston Celtics. Here's Joe Mazzulla back at TD Garden.
Joe, Jordan came in. You put him on LaMelo, and just the job that he did after LaMelo had that big hot start. He had 0 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, I think I thought he kind of started that for us with we put him in at 7:40 in the third quarter, and he just understands that when he's at his best offensively, he's impacting the other team's best player. He's creating turnovers. He's making things difficult for us. I did a good job of that. Had a tip in the first half that helped us too. So I think it's just he finds different ways to impact the game for us. Hit a corner three as he continues to grow and get better and make impactful plays for us. I thought he was big tonight.
And then Vooch obviously struggling with the shooting, and we all know he's been out for a while, but he played most of the fourth quarter. What did you see as the game went on that he was improving?
Just his pick and roll defense was great in the second half, and I just thought he was more physical in the paint offensively. Got some tip outs, offensive rebounds for us, scored in the paint versus the switch. And like you said, he's got to get his legs underneath him. But I thought and that's that fourth quarter run there. His pick and roll defense was good. He got a deflection steal, so he felt more comfortable out there in playmaking. Which comes with time with that. So we just need him to continue to get his legs underneath him, but get comfortable in those playmaking situations on both ends of the floor, and kind of showed that in the second half.
Joe, you guys had a 10-0 run at the end of the third quarter there. Retook the lead, never gave it back after that. Just what did you see over that run and how that kind of changed?
We got stops, and I thought we got Peyton going a little bit. He had hit 2 threes. I think that was in that run there in front of the bench. We were able to get some stops, get out, get some catch and shoot shots, and make some plays in transition there. But I thought it started, with our defense in the second half. Like these guys, they have 6-7 guys that can shoot, so they're going to shoot themselves into a game, and then they're going to shoot it. As long as you take care of the ball and take care of the other stuff, that you will be able to make a run as long as you're controlling the things that you can control. And so we knew we got it close, and we just had to pick up our defense a little bit. I think that led to our offense.
You mentioned the improved defense into the second half. What went into that? Was it just sticking to the principles? Were there like little adjustments to adjust to the fact that they were hitting all their threes? Like, how were you able to go from the first half to the second half?
Honestly, I think our defense kept us in it the entire game. I mean, I think it's another one of those games where anytime I feel like the easy thing when you're losing or not playing well, it's like, oh, it's the defense, and you take a look up and, Ball's got whatever he's got. But in reality, I thought our offense let us down the entire first half and our defense kept it in it close. And, you get to halftime and you're like, oh, it's a 6-point game. We're not playing the way we need to on the offensive end. And, here's 10 points that we can get better at defensively. You take that away, we're winning. So, I thought our defense kept us in the entire game. I thought we took it to a different level. And then I thought connecting a better offense there made us even better there throughout the second half.
It felt like in the first quarter in particular, like I think they had 30 or 31 points, but it was a fast-paced game. So the points are inevitably going to be higher. Yes. How do you digest like fans will see 30 points and say, oh, you guys didn't play defense well in the first quarter. How do you digest the fact that it's just a different speed of game and then keep? Yeah,
there's more possessions, there's going to be more shots. To me, it's just a matter of what are we giving up? So you take a look at there's the first quarter there was 2 tough threes that they hit, but we gave up two lob dunks in transition. That's the stuff that you can't have. You know what I mean? And then we gave up offensive rebound, put back. So little stuff like that. But I think it's just every game's going to be different. I thought the guys did a great job competing defensively while we just found our offensive rhythm. Once we did, we connected the game.
Final couple questions, Noah and Gary.
Joe, I know we've asked you about Jordan before, but he didn't play at all for a few weeks, and now it seems like kind of seamless, like right where he left off. What is it about him? Like, were you guys having conversations behind, when he wasn't playing? Like, there's human nature. Obviously, anybody's going to be frustrated a little bit when they're not playing. But what did you see from him during that time that kind of enabled him to jump right back into things?
Just consistency. Again, we have, I think the story of our season up until this point is we got, 14, 15 guys that can impact winning, and we have to be able to go to a bunch of different stuff. And when it's not your turn, what's your mindset and what's your consistency? You still chipping away at the workouts? How serious are you taking film? So I think a ton of professionalism and consistency from Jordan, and I think Tyler does a great job with the guys that he works with, making sure that they're ready. But it starts with Jordan's mindset. If you're not playing, how are you getting better? And so he continues to do that, and I think that's why he could pick up where he left off.
Is that something you're seeing just across the roster? Because
Jordan Walsh with 9 points in 18 minutes tonight. Let's get to the drain of the game. Brought to you by John Stewart and Drain Cleaning, the name to know when the drains don't want to flow. And Jaylen Brown. Get a little hometown love here to close out the third quarter. Again, the Celtics went on a 10-0 run to close that out. They led 90-87 going into the fourth and never looked back from there. And Jaylen Brown with the 35 points. Well past 2,000 at this point, but now 2,015 points. Joining this list, this illustrious list of guys who scored 2,000 points in a season. And Jaylen Brown added to it. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Going to give out the Tommy Award. Coming up next here on Celtics Postgame Live. Weeknights at 6 p.m. Tune in for our Arbella Early Edition with Trenny. As Trenny Casey takes a deep dive into the biggest sports stories of the day. It is presented by Arbella Insurance. Here for New England sports fans, here for good. Celtics getting the win tonight, 113-102, and we've got the Ford Tough Play of the Game presented by Ford Trucks. The best-selling trucks for 49 years, built Ford Tough.
Trying to shake the rook.
Con Knipples with the tough assignment here, trying to get in front of Neemias Queta, which actually did a pretty good job.
Hold on, though. Watch LaMelo Ball. Just chilling.
Oh, my.
Think you're going to come up with some help defense?
Got to
Hold on. There's a second chance. He's definitely going to come in. Nope. Keeping an eye on Sam Hauser. Nope. Lost him, too. What's he doing?
I don't know. He's getting ready to have 36 points in 3 quarters. Did not score in the fourth quarter. Neemias Queta, though, with the offensive rebound and the putback, and that's your Ford Tough Play of the game. It feels like when it comes to setting a tone early in these games, especially lately, it's been a lot of Neemias Queta getting the Celtics going, and it was again tonight. He had 10 points in the first half, finished with 12 to go with 5 rebounds.
I'll just go back to it. It feels like Neemias going to be super important to whatever happens here in the postseason. You could tell the other night against Toronto, felt like they could have fed Neemias the entire game, but there's going to be opportunities depending on who they play for Neemias. If they're going to put all that pressure on Tatum and Brown and White, Neemias going to have the opportunity to feast, especially in the early round against whoever emerges in the play-in. If there isn't a backline presence that can defend him, needs to get the defensive rebounding up, but, some of that is just Tatum's back. He's cleaning up a lot of that. And, he's just been really good in this stretch. Feels like second half of the year. Neemias, who was already excellent with the way he is elevated from fourth-string center to starter, has kind of found his groove, and he understands like where he subsists on offensively. He just wants to set screens, making good things happen.
And again, he played that entire third quarter when the Celtics outscored the Hornets by 9 and went from trailing by 6 at the half to leading by 3 going into the fourth. So Neemias Queta, again, getting it done. Time now to send it back out to Drew and Scal and find out who won tonight's Tommy Award.
All right, Scal, very impressive fourth quarter by the Celtics in the win over the Hornets. Who's getting the Tommy Award?
You know what? Neemias Queta was a beast today, especially on the offensive glass. When things weren't going well for us offensively, we need a guy to pound the glass, and he did that. Queta continues to get better and better throughout the season. Look at these moves, the hard finishes. And like I said, no matter what, when Joe preaches margin, those margin, a lot of times it comes down to, can you rebound the ball and can you offensive rebound the ball? And Queta's been doing that throughout this game. Love the way he played. He had a force when he was out there, and he made a ton of huge plays for the C's to help this team win. Well, Queta is going to win the Tommy Award.
Yeah, Celtics were a +5 on the glass against one of the best rebounding teams in the NBA. Nemi had 5 offensive rebounds, so he gets the most prestigious award of the day.
All right, fellas, thanks so much, Nemi. That's number 7 now on the season, Chris.
What's Jordan Walsh got to do?
Jordan Walsh
Did he make fun of Scal's mock turtleneck or something?
Short sleeve mock turtleneck at that. It was actually a regular turtleneck. We got, Jaylen Brown, magic number for the Tommy Award leaderboard is 1.
Way to breathe some excitement to the finish line, Scal.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break. Michael Hawley's going to join us as we move it along to Celtics post game.
Wake the kids, it's time for Blizzard!